Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Boom Sauce McNasty got his eyes on the news. Got his ear to the streets and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average. Quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames. And too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Ohmies. What's in the news, Boom Sauce? Alright, guys. It's that time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
What is going on, Ohmies? Welcome back for another episode. I believe we're on episode 28. And of course, we're going to be talking all about the DC rally that happened this past weekend, guys. It was an absolute, just spectacular thing to be a part of. And of course, we'll get a little bit more into that here in a minute. But we do have a guest that's joining us tonight. Right here, down below me, we got my man, Chris Sevenstorm, a.k.a. Tuna, as we like to call him, a.k.a. Tuna Tits, as we like to call him as well. But yeah, dude, thanks for joining us, man. It was awesome getting to actually finally meet you, even though we talk on a daily basis. It was cool to actually get to meet you in person and stuff like that. So why don't we start with you? Why don't you tell us what you're vaping on tonight, bro?
Today, thank you for having me, first off.
Absolutely,
it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm vaping on the Apocalypse and Titan. Sorry, I got my camera on. Apocalypse,
Very
Titan,
nice.
and in that I have some Tango Melon from Transistor.
Ooh.
I have the Be God, and then that I have, I can't read because I'm blind. Out of This World Mars Strawberry Custard. That's
nice.
actually really good. And then in this I have the Kylan 2 on the Paranormal. And in that, I have Vapor's Cafe. It's like a caramel and coffee cheesecake.
Very nice. Very nice,
And
man.
That'd be it.
Go ahead and throw it off to somebody, man.
Dan the Man.
I knew he was gonna pick me.
You should know.
I'm not even gonna look at him. I know he's gonna pick me. If you watched the Ohmies last week, you'll probably see the same setups. I don't change. I'm kind of in my wheelhouse of things. 1 Gen M, Jenna, coil turd coil in there. I don't have a DHD chop top on this because I actually really like the drip tip that comes on the Jenna. Boule Bolu, Nanoland. Got that.
Yeah, buddy.
I have my Stratum Zero gear RTA. That's my tribute to Vaping Canadian setup right there. Even though he's got the fancy edition, I just have this one. And that there's like nothing left, but this has my last little bit of Ben from Rescued E-Liquid, phenomenal.
Dude.
Guava lemonade.
Shout out to Rescued.
Shout out to Rescued. They are phenomenal. Go get you some. And then I have my workhorse all day, every day. Dreamer, black button, Ohaha with a
The Ohaha. Speaking
The
of
Ohaha.
Ohaha, shout out to Johnny Drips too, man.
Dude,
Man, it was awesome
Heavy-
getting to hang out with him, bro.
I love him, man. I got to hang out with him at NVE when we were there in Mohegan Sun, and that was phenomenal. And these guys killed it with this RDA. And in that, I have Country Cloud. What is this? The Lemon Pudding Pie. Shout out to Jacoby Vapes for giving me the remainder of his bottle. I've been loving this stuff.
Just smashing it, huh?
It wasn't even a full bottle, but when we did our meetup, what was that, last weekend? Not this past weekend, the weekend before, I think it was, or whatnot. Like, I kept grabbing his mod and he's like, you know what, just have the rest of it. I was like, oh, I fucking love you, Jacoby.
Dude,
You're the real
shout outs to
MVP.
Jacoby Vapes too, bro.
Yeah, Jacoby is an awesome dude, and I love him dearly. And yeah, that's what I got. So I'll pass it over to my buddy, Porn Stash McPowerbottom.
Yeah.
Bringing back a good old name.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? So first I got the Cyclone Evo with the gear. Inside of there, I got some little baby bottle of squeezed grapefruit, whatever's a little left of it. And then what else do I got? I got the Captain with the Fatality in top. Inside of there, I got some vanilla bourbon custard. And then finally, I've been using the topper on this a lot, but I've been trying to just like mixing on what mod I put it on. But I think this is like my favorite to put it on right now. I got my Lazy Vapor single 21700 DNA 75C with the gear, and inside of there, I've been vaping the shit out of the stuff because it's just so damn good. I got the Mango Bees, or how Jacoby says it, some Mango Bees.
Mango bees.
And this stuff is just absolutely, oh my god, can't get enough of it. And do I have anything else? No, I think that's all I have going right now. So I think that's all I got. What about you, Mr. James?
I've got a couple things here. I'll start off with this guy right here. Got the Deathwish Plague Doctor with the Unholy V2. Of course, a Copper Rose or Sparkle Maple Chop Top tip from DHD. Inside of that, shout outs to our sponsor, OPMH. Got some of that Fountain Cherry Ice. And just so you guys know, just because it says ice in the name, no Coolada, no menthol. It is just a white cherry, like citrus flavor, and it is pretty solid. It's like very reminiscent of like White Out Mountain Dew, but a lot closer to like the white cherry Gatorade, if you guys are into that. Pretty damn good. Next setup I got, if you guys watched the Green Room on Friday, then you've seen this bad boy right here. That's the newest rendition of the Vert, but I changed the rings out because they did a full matte rendition, but I got the Vert with some Team Unicorn rings on there. Yeah, that's right. In green. Got the Axial on top. Of course, did a little mix match action there because you guys know how I am about my match game. Inside of that, one of my all-time favorites, the Fountain Blast Off. You guys already know it's delicious. Baja Blast Mountain Dew. They say it's a tropical citrus slushy, but it tastes pretty damn close to Baja Blast. And last but not least, hashtag Shed Time. Got my Aspen Modco Monarch with the Sonnet RDA on top. Broke this thing back out today. Got a Mosh Chop Top tip from DHD. And shoutouts to the Gathering Vapor. I got some Witch's Brew Nightshade in here. I'm rocking like all Mountain Dew flavors because this one's like a pitch black Mountain Dew flavor. One of my all-time favorites. This was actually specifically made for me. So big shoutouts to Mark and Amy Clough. Much love to you guys. And I do got the Zero here as well with some 12 milligram vanilla custard from my man Overdrip. So with all that being said, guys, we're actually not going to really have too much of a what's in the news with Poon Sauce segment because that's pretty much just going to be the show this week, guys. We're just going to, kind of just get into it, and we're going to be talking all about the rally that happened on Saturday, which was just, it was crazy. It was still kind of soaking in because it was just like a whirlwind for me. Like I literally hopped on a red-eye flight Friday right after the Green Room and flew out there, and I had a crazy hectic time at the airport. Can we just start there? Can I just talk about my...
Let's start at the beginning.
Dude. All right, so here's how it all starts, guys. So, of course, like I said, I had the green room. If you guys have watched that, it starts about the same time this show is, and we went a little bit longer than normal, and ended the show about 6:30 my time, and I had to be down in LAX at like 9 to 10 o'clock, somewhere close to around there. So I had enough time to get through TSA security and all that stuff. So I wasn't able to check into my flight for some reason. They said I have to wait till I got down there and actually use like the kiosk thing, or actually talk to a customer service rep or whatever. So I get all the way down there after sitting in like crazy traffic, literally outside of LAX. Took me probably about 30 minutes just to even get to the terminal, just from getting off the on-ramp in LA. And then I get there, I try to check into my flight, and it's saying ticket not available, see customer service rep. I'm like, well, all right. So I go over there and hand her the ticket thing. She looks it up, and she's like, oh, well, there's a problem with your ticket. Something happened, and you're not going to be able to get on this flight. I'm like, are you kidding me? I literally drove 2 hours from my house all the way to LA, to get on this flight, and by that time my ride that dropped me off already left. I figured I'd save on parking and just get dropped off at the airport and all that. And so I was sitting there freaking out. So I had to get in contact with who got me my flight and all that stuff. And then I sat there and argued with American Airlines for like an hour almost. It felt like trying to get on a flight. So long story short, I end up having to ditch American Airlines and those tickets that I were paid for, and end up having to book a flight with another airline. So I ended up going with United. And shout outs to Sunny at United, MVP of the night, because she was able to get me, a nice, flight. But she did some G stuff too. So I had the flight I was trying to get on was at 11:30, right? I was standing outside of TSA at 11:10. So I literally had 20 minutes, I was standing outside at 11 o'clock. So I had literally like 10 minutes to get through TSA and get to the plane. But they wouldn't let me through because the ticket was, too soon. Like they were saying I wouldn't have enough time. So they literally booked me a flight for the next morning. So I was able to get through TSA. And as soon as I got through TSA, they changed it back to that original flight. I had to run from one end of the airport to the other. And by the time I got there, they already loaded up, shut the doors, and I couldn't get on the plane. So I literally missed another flight. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Now I'm stuck. My ride already left because I thought I was getting on this flight. Now what I'm going to do? So they ended up getting me on a different flight at the complete other side of the airport. So then I had to run to the complete other side of the airport. Mind you, I'm wearing all these layers because I literally just didn't want to pack a big old bag. So I wore all the layers that I was going to be wearing once I got to DC, just to, cut down on baggage and stuff. So I'm sitting there sweating my ass off, running through the airport, got my GoPro and all this stuff, and then I don't even have my belt on, so my pants are falling down. I had like one shoe halfway on just because I was trying to make it to the plane. And finally I get there, and then I get on the plane, and then I realize, wait, I don't even have a flight home. So I'm on a plane getting ready to fly to DC. I'm like, wait, I didn't even book a return flight. Lo and behold, Taylor, shout outs to Taylor, much love to Taylor. If you're watching, Taylor Cage, she absolute just sweetheart, and she hooked it up, and she took care of me, and I was able to get through it. But man, it was a hectic time. I was literally up for probably I don't even think I slept at all. I was up at like 4 o'clock in the morning the night before, and didn't go to sleep till 10:30 Eastern time Saturday after the rally. It was insane. But yeah, so that was my my traveling. Oh, and the funniest part about it is me and Corey both land in Chicago, right? Or no, we both land in DC, and we're expecting to meet up together, get an Uber, and head to the hotel together because we were rooming together at the Fairfield. So we both land, we get out of our gates. I call Corey up. I'm like, hey, what gate are you at? He's like, oh, I'm at this one. I was like, all right, well, I'm here. So we'll try to meet in the middle or whatever. We literally walked around the airport for half an hour or so trying to find each other. And then by the time I get outside, I finally talked to the lady. I'm like, what airport is this? And I was at a completely different airport than Corey. He was at Reagan, and I was at the other airport in Maryland, and we were literally
at
walking around
BWI.
2 different airports, searching for each other for a half an hour.
Where are you? I'm by the Qdoba.
No, you're not, dude. I'm literally standing right here. You're not outside. Yeah, I am, bro. It was
You were at
ridiculous.
BWI, James.
What was that?
You were at BWI.
Yeah, that's right. It was hectic, man.
It was.
But
insane. We're sitting there like outside and everything, and we're like, okay, I'm outside Rapid Terminal. Like,
I
what
don't
do you-
see you.
I was asking him like, what do you see? I was like, I see a bunch of taxi red flags. He was like, I don't see that by me. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm right. I was like thinking to myself, like, is there another level that he's on? I don't know. So I like tried going up the escalator one time, and then like he wasn't there. I was thinking, oh, okay, I'm gonna meet him at where the escalator is, because he was talking about how he's like right by an escalator going downstairs. I was like, okay, we're gonna meet right fucking there. And then he wasn't there. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It was ridiculous.
We were at a different airport. I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
But anyways, after that was all said and done, we both ended up getting to the hotel and stuff. Met up with Mr. Tuna down here and Lethal Coils. Big shout out to Lethal. He might pop in here in a little bit. My man Debo was also with them. And shout outs to Shadowling Vapor, aka Amish. He also met up with us at the hotel. We all hopped in an Uber and headed out to the Ellipse. And let me just say, it was a cool experience for me, because this is only my second time ever being on the East Coast. You know, I'm a California boy, born and raised, and I haven't really made it out that way too often. So it was pretty cool just getting to drive through the Capitol and see some of the monuments, like the Washington Monument, and, you know, driving past the Pentagon on the way to get to the Ellipse and stuff like that. And then we finally get there. And like as we're driving up, you could start seeing signs and like people walking around. You couldn't really tell how big of a crowd it was, could you? What'd you think, Tina, when we were first kind of like driving up? What did you think?
When we were first driving up, it was just like, all right, there's gonna be a few people, and then like when we started walking in, I was like, oh wow, we showed up.
Yeah, and that was just at the beginning too, because more and more people just continued to roll in throughout the day, because we got there right as it started. Well, a little bit after it started, because we got a little caught up in traffic, but
yeah,
it was crazy, man.
just amazing too. Like I had goosebumps the whole time I was there. Like it was just amazing. I have no words for it. It was a great experience. I met great people. Hopefully our message got across. I saw Rolling Stone there. I think Vice was there. I saw. I think NBC was there. CNN.
Yeah. There's quite a few news outlets there. Like I've already kind of been reading through a couple articles that went out. Like you said, Rolling Stone did an article, and Vice also did an article as well. I want to ask you, Corey, like what was one of the things that really stood out to you about the rally that like really made an impact on you?
Just the people. Because this industry is known for kind of being divided at times with like their opinions and opinions on reviewers and all that kind of thing, and just having there's so many different avenues to where we seem divided, like we seem like we're in shambles at times just because of people's different opinions. But then you got to see everybody that either didn't get along at times or just never really associated with each other, put all that to the side, and they unified as one. Like this is a community that, like how I said, it's known for being divided, but seeing everybody in one place as a united front and as just being a cohesive unit and just working together and just going out of their way to make sure that they acted professional and did things the right way was unbelievable. It was like, how British I just said, there was no trash on the ground.
That was one of the coolest things about it too, is like with the amount of people that were there, and you know the amount of time that we're there, and like people probably went and got some drinks, had bottles of water and stuff like that, and probably brought snacks and stuff with them to go throughout the day. As people started filing out, like usually when you have that many people in one place, there's usually trash everywhere. You know what I mean? But the coolest part about it is as the crowd dispersed, you literally just looked at it and it was as clean. It was like we were never there.
I know. Me and Lethal Coil saw a couple of pieces, and we just picked him up and put him in like a bag.
And I feel
and
like
then
there
put
was
it
a
in
lot
his
of,
bag.
I feel like there's a lot of other people that were doing that as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if
'cause,
you
like,
looked at the two trash cans that were literally right
Yeah,
outside,
and then we
they
just
were
threw him over there
they were
when we
packed.
got to that side. So like, it wasn't about like making a mess. You know what I mean? We didn't want to portray ourselves as that. So we just like, even if it wasn't ours, we still picked it up and put it in the trash. Or you know what I mean? So that was good.
Just overall, such a mind blowing experience, and it just being able to take part in something that I would say groundbreaking and impactful in this industry. Like this is probably going to be one of the, if there's any moments that are going to make history in an industry, especially with ours, that is going to be the one that does the most. I feel that's going to be the one to where it's like, where did the ball start rolling? And you're going to look at this
Dude,
exact
British
moment.
Ice made a good point. Imagine how many cigarettes butts could have been there if we were still smokers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Kelly Stewart, aka Rescued. I did get on Nick's back. Nick's the other half of Rescued E-Liquid. Like I was at one point, I hopped
was
up there,
awesome.
piggyback ride,
That's
throwing
like
the
a
sign
dad
up,
holding
doing the
his kid up.
chanting. Man, I was so just enveloped in just the aura of everybody that was there and just the vibe that was going around and just getting to not only be there and stand side by side with my fellow vapors in this community that I love so much and fight and continue to fight for, that there are so many other people there that wanted to do it just as bad as I did. And I know there's so many people out there that couldn't make it that were definitely there with us in spirit. Like there's so many streams going on, and just seeing how many people were in there in the chats on all the live streams that were going on, just showing their support, as well as everybody that came so far. You know what I mean? Like I literally found out I was coming out there last minute, like 2 days before. And you know what? I'm so glad that I made it out there, and I'm just blessed and honored just that I was a part of it. And like Miranda Jones is absolutely awesome getting to meet her. She's one of the people that we've known for a long time if you've been a part of the Stew community. And that was the coolest thing, is getting to see a lot of the Stooges making the way out there as well and showing their support, being able to make it out there. I know a lot of other ones really wanted to, but it is pretty pricey to travel, guys, and we understand that. And for those of you that did make it, that's awesome. For those that couldn't, you guys were still with us in spirit, like we said, and you can still continue that fight, guys. You just got to, we could still continue to hit those hotlines, guys. Leave those comments, let them know where we stand and stuff like that. One thing that was pretty cool too is like meeting Anthony Ramela, another pretty big.
I didn't see him.
He was there. Yeah, I ran into him right at the end. Really cool dude.
Anthony, I'm upset now.
It was awesome. You guys are probably gonna hear a little bit more about Anthony more here on the channel in upcoming episodes. We have some things to talk about.
Hold on a second. He's happy you see me there. I didn't see him. He didn't. Did he come up to me and say hi?
Yeah. Well, dude, you were all over the place, man. Because it was like towards the end, he walked up, and me and him were sitting there talking for a good time, man. It was awesome getting to chat with them.
People I was talking to and everything. It was just.
Oh shit, my video's still up.
Yeah, well, I was like, how's Dan talking but not here?
Dangle clap.
Are you guys talking about Anthony?
Yeah.
Mr. Ramela?
Yep.
That's
Yes,
my
sir.
dude right there, man. You don't remember meeting Anthony? Are you serious?
What up,
Dude,
boo?
he was awesome, man.
Dude, he's a great dude. That dude is awesome. I love that dude. I've got to hang out with him a couple times now. Just a real upstanding guy. His shops are awesome. His employees know what they're talking about. If you're in the Ohio, Toledo area, go check out Vapors and just trust me. His employees know what they're talking about. They will get you set right. I promise you.
Definitely. And one of the cool things that was going on too, guys, is of course they had the main stage there, and they're having people come up and giving their speeches or giving their testimonies and stuff like that. And they had a lot of great speakers, guys. If you guys are able to catch any of the live streams and catch little bits and pieces of what people were talking about, like Greg Connolly went up and he made a great speech and really got like the crowd kind of just really ready to go. And a lot of like even Matt Coley went up there and he shared his story and shared a lot of great
Matt
information.
That absolutely killed
he did a fantastic job, and I'm just so proud of everybody that showed up and just stood up and talked. There's a lot of shop owners and people that are actually affected by these bands like directly, with having shops in a lot of these banned states, or having company or shops that have ultimately been affected because of the drops in sales just because of everything that's going on with the news, and just having them be able to come up and share their story and let people know that this is something that's affecting them and affecting their livelihood and their ability to provide for their families, and ultimately shutting down a business that they've started to help people quit combustible cigarettes and ultimately live a healthier lifestyle. And just seeing that, it was very touching too, because even people are sharing stories about losing loved ones to smoking, and everything like that. And I'm sure a lot of us out there can really relate with that. I know there's a lot of us out there that have lost people to smoking related illnesses, and it's something that's very difficult to deal with, and that's why a lot of us have chose this alternative and want to fight so hard for it, because we want to continue to live, and see, our kids grow up, and, and see them have kids and see their kids grow up, and, just have that continue on down the line, and ultimately let us as human beings just live a longer lifespan, just being able to have this healthier alternative. And it was just great being able to get together, share the actual facts, and, spread the truth about what's going on, and doing it in such numbers. It was absolutely awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For British I said, someone hit that subscribe button, get the Ohmies to 420 subs. Please do. #shed time. That would be awesome.
I'm old, so I'm raising the roof. You young kids
Whoop,
might not
whoop.
know about this.
Whoop, whoop.
What's up? We raised
There's
that
one
shit.
person I want to really give a shout
You're
out
not
to
that old, Dan.
that organized
Not that
the
young.
entire thing. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the commander of the Vaping Legion, Mr. Tristan Thompson. He went up and he did a fantastic job organizing everything. Him and the other guys with the Legion pretty much took it under the wing to organize this event and work with Kasa.
And the crazy part about it too, Corey, is this is something that wasn't even planned till next spring. This wasn't even supposed to happen now, but with just everything that's going on, they decided, you know what, nope, now's the time. And then being able to scramble that quickly and be able to organize something as impactful as this, like you said, Corey, dude. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that's just one
And
thing
then
I
when
want to
Tristan
point out.
went on stage and kind of just, I felt like he was rallying the troops, and that's what he did. His speech gave me chills because he said exactly what he had, no script to go off of. Everything he said came from his heart. And that's when you know somebody genuine and somebody who genuinely loves this industry and loves what this industry has done and saved so millions and millions of lives, that we're in the right hands of people like that, and like the rest of the guys in the Legion. Big shout out to Matthew Elliott too. I talked to him a little bit there. Be able to see how happy he was with how this event turned out. And some people may get a bad vibe off of Matthew, but he's just he's a genuine dude. He's doing this for the right reasons. He may come off to some people as going a little bit too far out there, but you could tell this guy is passionate. That's the one thing that I cannot deny that he has, and that's passion, because it's his life. It really is his life. And the guys in the Legion did a fantastic job organizing this. I am so proud of every single one of them, that just how the composure they felt and everything, just the gratitude between everybody there. There was not a negative feeling in that crowd at all. There was no negativity of any kind. It was unbelievable. I'm still riding the high from the event. It was just, I would take this over any kind of vape expo any day. Any day. After going to this, to me, vape expos aren't even relevant anymore, because it's just, I don't know. It's hard to describe the feeling you get when you're standing in that crowd, especially the moments to where you got to be able to stand behind the stage a little bit and talk to people that are hanging around there, and then look around as the speeches
That's
were going.
exactly what I was gonna say.
And suddenly they start chanting. You just see an ocean of signs.
Just signs, dude, everywhere. And it's and when you were looking at it, it's like you couldn't see where it ended. You know what I mean? I've seen tweets go out and people were saying that, a few hundred people showed up. No, dude, there were thousands of people there.
Yeah, there were thousands.
There had to be. If you were there, you would have known. It was just that everybody was literally standing side by side. No one was afraid to be in each other's personal space. We were all together as one, and you could see it through the streams how many people were there, and just walking through the crowd. Like, I've been to, some pretty big, like, I've been to, like, Ozfest and stuff like that, where there's tens of thousands, there's, like, crazy amounts of people, you know what I mean? And, dude, it felt like one of those crowds, man. Even though it wasn't, like, and one of the crazy things, it was all positivity. There was nothing negative that happened out of it. No one got out of control or got arrested or anything like that. Everybody was just, respectful, and like we've talked about many times before this rally ended up happening. Everybody did what we said to do, and everybody did their part, and it was spectacular, man. Like, I literally can't grasp what exactly happened. You know what I mean? This is it. This is gonna go down in history, guys. This is something that's going to be talked about for a while. There's already crazy amounts of articles going out about it. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Instagram. There's going to be plenty of videos going out about this on YouTube soon. Like, I'm going to be working on a vlog of the rally. I didn't get as much footage as I wanted to, just because I was, trying to, just be a part of it, and
trying to soak it all in, man, and be a part of it.
Exactly. I tried to get as much as I could. I did get, bits and pieces of, people's speeches and stuff like that, and trying to show you guys just the amount of people that were there. But yeah, like Dan said, I was trying to just be a part of it and just absorb it.
I will say, for the only one here that didn't go, I felt like I was there because I got to watch it through M Turk. I got to watch it through Eric Vinyl and Vapor, Grim Green. There's so many people in the community that were sharing Instagram streams, YouTube live. Mike Vapes was live. I think ST Vapes was live showing the rally. So you could actually go like different camera angles all over. Like, if you wanted to be closer to the stage or back farther, because there were so many people live streaming stuff. So that was pretty cool to see, man.
And like you said, like that was how the people that didn't get to make it were there. And that's how they were able to show their support, was just tuning into the streams and actually being able to witness what was going on and being able to share everything that was going on. Because let me tell you guys, I only posted one picture, like, on my feed from the event, and it went everywhere. Just the fact that people shared that around. And I'm not saying this, to like be like, oh, like, check it out, I'm everywhere. No, just the fact that that post reached so many people. You know what I mean? And all of the other posts that went out that everybody was sharing, and how many eyes were able to see that, and how impactful that could be on this situation that we're having. That's what's awesome about this whole thing, man. Like, I could just sit here and just gush about, the positive feelings that I have about this, man. Let me just ask, like, someone, like, for you, Dan, like, is there anything that you, like, would be interested in? Like, is there anything that you are curious about that may have happened, or like anything that any questions you might have about, like, the rally that maybe we can answer for you?
I'd like to know, like, a final count or a good estimate of how many people were there.
Well, according to the Vice article that I was reading here, they're estimating, because the permit was for 2,500 people, right? So 2,500 people. They estimate that they exceeded that by about 1,000 or so.
Okay.
And I definitely think that's a possibility. I'd say there's definitely 3,000 to 4,000 people there, if not 5.
That's so awesome.
Like
I said, life got in my way, just like it did a lot of other people, and we couldn't make it, but I knew we'd be represented very well. So
absolutely, and that was my main thing.
Again, thank Taylor Cage. I can't describe the words of how grateful me and James are.
Absolutely,
grateful is a good describing word.
I had to find her the moment I got there and give her the biggest hug in the world, because if it wasn't for her, me and James wouldn't be there.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be in the cards. But she, out of the greatness of her heart, took it out of her money and took it out of everything that she organized, every single thing for our flights to our hotel. She did everything, made sure we were taken care of and everything. I'm still speechless to, like, somebody goes out of their way saying, we need you two here. That it's a feeling you can't really describe in words. You can't.
And with her reaching out, it wasn't when I said I was going to go, I wasn't going for me. I was going for all the people that couldn't go. That's what I was going for. I was like, you know what, if I'm having this done for me, I'm going to make sure that I represent for everybody that couldn't be there. And that's why, I was out there and I was chanting and I was holding the signs and, and I was talking to people. I even had conversations after the rally with people. I had a great conversation with my Uber driver on the way to the airport the next morning. Because, of course, kind of doing the small talk thing, like, oh, what are you in town for? Where are you flying to? Are you here for work? And that sort of thing. And then, I brought up the rally. And then first thing that come out of his head is, well, isn't vaping what's killing everybody right now? And then, of course, I was able to sit there and have that conversation with them and tell them why we were there and, give them the information and the facts, and actually, kind of tell them where to go look for, more information for things like that. And it was awesome, man, just to kind of have that conversation. He's like, well, man, I appreciate you having this talk with me because I have a few friends that vape and, they've been very, scared and skeptical about what's going on. And now I feel like I can kind of, tell them to go look here or look there and maybe kind of, give them some peace of mind. So it was awesome, man. It was absolutely awesome. I don't know. Did you have have you guys had any conversations with people since the rally, kind of asking about what's going on?
Oh yeah, well, I've been talking to, the cool thing was to talk to my coworkers and stuff and talk to my parents. That the first thing my mom said when I came home, she was like, I'm proud of you for doing what you did. That's of course, getting the approval of your parents who may not fully agree with why you vape and the whole vaping situation, but coming out and saying that I'm happy that you went out of your way to stand for something that you believe in. I mean, because that's as a goal, as a parent, a good parent is to inbred that and pretty much get that into your kid's head that if you believe in something and if you think something truly is right in your heart, that you do whatever you can to fight for it. It's one of those things where getting the approval, of course, all of us as sons or daughters want to get the approval of our parents. And because it's a gratifying feeling that having your parents be proud of you about something.
Yeah.
And it's knowing that it was another feeling that you can't describe because just that's something that any son or daughter should be striving for. And I wanted to bring up another thing that I saw in chat. Anthony Ramela made a really good point. I know this happened before we got there, but if you guys didn't know, the rally had to be delayed an hour because President Trump wanted to go to a football game. He wanted to go to the Alabama LSU college game. So they had to pretty much, Secret Service had to shut down the ellipse for an hour so he can get in the helicopter and go. So everybody was across the street closer to the Washington Monument. And as he took off and flew away, he flew right over the crowd of people. And all you see, I've seen countless pictures from it, is helicopter flying over and the crowd just holding up their signs, cheering, screaming at the top of their lungs, making sure that there was no way that he couldn't see us and no way he couldn't hear us. And looking at what he tweeted today, we fucking did it. Got his attention. That's what people getting that. That's another feeling that kind of blew my mind today when I read that tweet when I was on one of my breaks. Knowing that he's going to meet with officials in this industry. Hopefully, we're hoping that people from the ETA, people from the Vaping Association.
Not only did we get Trump's attention, we got the world's attention with this. And that's one of the things that's most impactful on me is this is something that even outside of this country, people are going to know about and people are going to talk about. We have a lot of people that we talk to on a daily basis out there in Australia that have some pretty strict, regulations when it comes down to vaping. And a lot of these countries that have these, restrictions is because of what's happening here in the States. And that's the shitty part about it. And hopefully this happening here and us standing up for ourselves and fighting for our rights, hopefully this is something that can trickle down to these other places that have these hefty restrictions, and this is something that's not only going to help us, but hopefully can help many others, even outside of this country that, found this healthier alternative. We did something that was bigger than just ourselves here, guys, and that's what we've got to realize.
This was bigger than any kind of product release, any kind of.
And that's another thing too. Is like I would much rather. I would go to another one of these rallies any day of the week over a convention, hands down. 100%. I honestly enjoyed myself more there than I have at any of the conventions I've ever been to, even though I've had some great times. You know what I mean? This was something that was just meant so much more. You know what I mean? Being there and not only, being able to have those conversations like you would talking about to people, having those small talks and stuff like that, but just being able to be there as one community. And it was like we were all there as this big family. You know what I mean? It didn't matter how old you are, what you look like, what your background was, how long you vape for, or how long you smoke for. It didn't matter. At the end of the day, we were one. And that was the most impactful thing about it. It was
our brothers and sisters at that time, and it was a fantastic feeling. It was
getting a little emotional just thinking about it, man.
It's an emotional feeling.
I've never been to a vape anything, so that was my first.
And dude, let me just say,
downhill.
Let me just say, Tuna.
So like
that's honestly probably the best way to go about it, dude. Having this be like your first vape meet type of thing. That's awesome.
Like, that's what my wife said. She was like, "I'm so glad you went because you got to experience this. Like, you guys made history. You know what I mean? Like, this being your first thing, like, you're gonna want to do more things to come in the future about vaping, and like maybe you want to help out, you know what I mean, and just get involved more, you know what I mean, and it did, because it's just like I said, I was there, and it's just like the whole time I had goosebumps. Like, it was cold, like even like you stand like used to the cold.
I ain't made for that type of weather, man.
In.
But it was I ain't built for that shit, bro. I ain't.
Like, I'm used to the cold, and I was cold, so like if I was cold, you were cold, so like, and all of us were just there, like just.
It didn't matter,
chilling, you know what I mean?
Like, dude, like as
up.
cold as I probably was, I was probably way colder than I really felt at the time, right. Just because of like just the adrenaline and just like the warmth of just the crowd, you know what I mean? Not meaning like body warmth, just like the feeling of being there. Like I wasn't thinking about how cold it was. You know what I mean? Right. I could give two shits how cold it was. You know what I mean? Until like the last hour. I will say the last hour is when I really started to get kind of like real cold, is because that's when everybody we weren't walking around as much, and we were just kind of standing still, and the wind picked up a little bit. I started to get a little bit cold there. But dude, it was worth every lost sleep, because it was worth every bit of everything, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see here.
Like.
Yeah, for British Side says Frames was shivering every time I saw him. Poor West Coast boy.
Like there was one time where we were talking to.
I gotta chill,
Casey
bro.
Pickle, and she was and you were just sitting there like. I'm like, are you all right, buddy? You're like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm cool. Like, Stan had hand warmers in his pockets. Like, it was so funny.
For real.
Like, I was giving Stan so much crap the whole night, the whole day. Like, I was riding him like, ooh. I was like, what's up, buddy? You cold? Like, oh, but we all had fun. Like, it was great to meet you and Poon Sauce and everybody else. I mean, granted, it wasn't about that, but that was a plus. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't about.
It's always a plus
to
be able to see the people that you talk to online all the time as well. Like,
right? Yeah. Like I
they're
like
not
I
serial
know you
killers
already, but like I don't see you. I see you guys every day, but not in. I see you in person every day, but not like in person every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's weird. So like actually getting to see you was like, oh wow. Like with Stan, I was like, you're shorter than I thought you'd be. Like, just giving him and like.
Right, because we sit in chairs in front of a screen.
Yeah,
you don't
you
know
see
how
me from here
big
up. Like,
people, yeah.
From here down, I'm a beluga whale. From here up, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was actually surprised. I walked up and I was like, "Oh, dang, you're actually kind of tall, Tina. What's up, man?"
Yeah, because Dan said it. Dan was like, "I saw you standing next to Grim Green, and you seem like you're."
I'm like, I'm pretty sure Tuna's like as tall as me, about 6 foot or so, and I thought you'd be a little bit shorter. But
Chris thought
again,
I was like
see
5'7", 5'8". I'm like, what?
yeah.
I'm like, I'm probably like 5'10" on a good day, maybe. And what kind of shoes I'm wearing? You know what I mean? Like, maybe just give me a little bit.
Just overall, just unbelievable.
It's
That's-
11
I
degrees.
had
in
to find a
Wisconsin.
word to describe what happened on Saturday. It was just unbelievable. That's the breathtaking. There's so many different words I can try to put into the feelings I felt, but
Yeah, right.
it's hard to even put those in the words, really.
I wasn't there, and quite a bit of you told me like people were asking where you were. I was like, who the fuck knows me,
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
like
Okay,
who's
this
asking for
was
me?
crazy,
was
bro.
like, "Where's Dan Mansfield?"
Yeah.
That
Casey
was
pissed.
that was a crazy thing too. Yeah,
I-
Casey Pickle
it-
was mad.
Casey
He was pissed.
Pickle, if you ever watch this, I am sorry I couldn't make it. Life,
She's
I
like,
had
"Where's
other
Dan
things going on.
Mansfield?"
I'm sorry. I never committed to going, so
Yeah.
she never messaged me to find out. So that's her own fault, for getting worked up because I wasn't there. But we'll have to make it a plan to all get together, even if vape conventions and stuff don't happen or whatever. There needs to be
Hey.
like a
Just real quick, to Amigas and Co. You don't need to thank me, man. There's no thanks that needs to be given to me, man. I was just doing my part. I was lucky enough to be able to go, so I just did it, man. There's no one needs to thank me for anything. I want to thank everybody out there for fighting and doing their part. And like I said, everybody that made it, and even those that didn't, the ones that make those phone calls and send those emails and share those links and send out those tweets. You guys are the ones that need to be thanked, man, not me. I don't need any bit of thanks.
Tweet, tweet and call your senators and your representatives and make
I gotta do
appointments.
Yeah, I'm just
I gotta
blessed
do
to
my
have the
15-second
platform.
video. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I'm just blessed to have this platform to be able to, talk about these things. You know what I mean? And that wouldn't be for all of you guys out there watching the show. So me being able to go out there is just as much as you guys being able to go. Like I said, this is me. I don't think anybody that went to the rally is looking for any thank you. You know what I mean? We were doing it for every single vapor out there. Those that couldn't go, those that were there, those that, we did it for everybody, man. We weren't doing it for just ourselves. We did it for the community, 100%.
Yeah.
And just show.
I went for the people that couldn't go.
Exactly.
Like me. So I appreciate it.
I went for you and talked about you the whole time, buddy.
I kept seeing
like,
Grim live streaming, and you were in the background. Like, this
like,
motherfucker's following
hey,
him around
what's
like
up,
a
buddy?
puppy. Like, look at
What's up,
this.
buddy? Oh yeah, it was funny. Sean was like, "I love the picture of you cheesing with Grim Green on your Instagram." I'm sorry, I fangirled.
Yeah.
Because Lethal Coil was afterwards. Like, I didn't want to walk up to him and be like, "Hey, excuse me, by the way," he was busy with other people, so I didn't want to be like, "Hey, excuse me, screw them. Like, can you take a picture with me?"
Nick's one of those
don't
guys.
you know who I think I am? You know what I mean? But he was so
All you had to
humble.
do was name drop me, and that
He
would
was
have got.
believe me, I did. He was so humble, and we saw him before we even got to the rally. We were walking in, and Lethal
We were
Coil was
walking
like, "Nick." So he turned around and gave everybody a hug, and he was just so humble and heartwarming, and you know what I mean. He's just an amazing dude to meet. And the first picture I took with him, my camera, I wanted to throw it on the hill. It didn't take it, and then I went back to him, and he's like, "No, you only get one picture, dude. You only get one." He's like, "Yeah, absolutely. Come here, buddy." And then I took another picture with him, so that was great.
It was funny. As we were walking, I realized it was Nick next to me. I was like, Nick. He looks over and sees me. He's like, boot sauce. I'm like, come here.
Yeah,
Come
bring
here.
it in.
And he was like, oh, and then I saw Casey. And she was like, wait, boot sauce. And then she was like, oh my God. It was like, one of the coolest part, especially we got the stooge picture.
Yeah.
But then getting the yo-yo picture with fucking Disco Potato was there. Oh my God.
Was he?
We finally got to meet her.
Nice.
She
She is fucking
she.
awesome.
Sorry, I didn't know it was a girl.
She is fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
I didn't grab Grim's butt, but I grabbed Stan's butt.
And
I got
he
a little
doesn't
cheek
like
action.
that, so good job.
And just
I got a little cheek action when I was like, "Stan, what's up, buddy?" Give him a little,
oh,
how
I
do you
got some cheek action with dribbles. I was like, Johnny. And we were just
do?
like, when I hugged Johnny, we both had the moment. We just went each other's ears and went,
Did
It's like-
anyone go say hi to my favorite man, my man crush, Vinny Vinyl?
Oh,
Vape?
dude, first person I beelined to
we
Eric,
touched beards.
bro.
We touched beards.
Anytime I see Eric anywhere, if I know Eric's gonna be at a place, I'm going to find Eric first. Like Eric,
I feel the next time I see Eric, I want him to run at me and we'll dirty dancing, and I'll just like lift him up and spin him around. That's what happens in my mind.
He's one of like my favorite people, bro.
He is,
for
dude.
sure.
Did you have the time of your life, Dan?
Yeah,
Dude, and let me say real quick too, M Turk was out there,
he's like
man.
the wind.
He was
doing his thing, bro. He had his
Mikey
signs
Kent.
out.
Kent
He was
Killed it.
I
he
saw a
was doing his
resistance
thing,
flag
man.
that Chloe was holding. Like that was
him and Kent were
Kick-ass.
walking back and forth the whole time.
Everybody was, man. Everybody was.
Yeah. We had a family next to us at one point. It was their kids were holding one like my big tattooed bearded father smells like blueberries. Don't take that away from him.
that's awesome.
Like that was awesome. And like one of the kids I think was holding facts about vaping, right? James,
What's that?
one of the kids
Yeah.
that we were standing next to with the family that was interviewed by Rolling Stone. One of the kids was holding like a vaping fact sheet, like the good facts about vaping. And that was awesome that he brought his kids there. I think he was from like the west. He was from like a west or the Midwest. I think he said Kansas. He said he was from.
Yeah.
But that was cool to see like a family there. You know what I mean? So.
And for me, another thing was actually being able to have that conversation with Kent a little bit, being able to have that one-on-one, where it's like with Kent, when you first get to talk to him, it may seem a little awkward because that's just the kind of person he comes out to.
That's just Kent, man.
But then once you guys start to talk to each other more and more, and like you see him at multiple expos, he starts to recognize you after different conversations, and and then it's like when you talk to him, you just become one of the guys. It feels like, and it just.
I want to give some props too to Alex Clark from CASA as well. He went up and he did a great speech as well, and I actually got a chance to actually meet him and talk to him for a few minutes and just give him my gratitude for all that they do over there at CASA, and kind of extend that to everybody over there. And super cool dude, man. It was awesome to chat with him. Also got to run into Danielle Jones, of course.
I gave her the biggest hug in the world.
So good to see Danielle. It was awesome to see her out there, and of course, it was cool seeing people walk up to her and saying how much they loved the video that she did and all that stuff. Because that's probably one of the best advocacy type videos that you could share around right now, guys. One of the most informative.
All three of those videos need to be like the main center point of if we're trying to get people's attention with online videos. That's what needs to be sent.
Yeah,
100% top three.
Quick thing. Well, hopefully quick thing. Saturday, we went to like my local diner that we always like to get breakfast at and stuff. And we have our certain waitress that we always talk to. And she's a smoker, and she's, sat down we were her only table. It was just me and my girlfriend. And she sat down and started asking us questions because she knows like I've, worked in the industry, and me and Nicole know what we're talking about, and started asking us questions about things. So I got to sit there and tell her what was going on in like DC and different articles and stuff. And I actually like friended her on Facebook, and the first thing I did was send her both of Danielle Jones' videos. Like, this is what's really going on.
Yeah.
Here's studies on what's really happening and what's going on in the UK, and look how they're embracing it because they have universal health care, and over here it's just money grab, and they're losing money on cigarettes and MSA blood money and all this stuff. So
yeah,
I
Kelly
couldn't have
makes
done that
another
without
good point too.
I couldn't have done that without Danielle's videos, which are phenomenal, and she needs to just make more.
Yeah, Kelly makes a good point too here. She says, honestly, it was awesome to see the businesses there, but no one was trying to push their stuff. That was one of the great things. There's so many business owners were there, shop owners, liquid companies and all this stuff that were there.
That's not what it was about.
And no, but
everyone
exactly.
had that in their head, like, we are fighting for something, not trying to make sales.
That's one thing that really like stood out to me too, is just seeing the Illinois family there from like shops I know. I saw my brothers from Transistor there. I saw my other buddy that has a shop in like northern Illinois up towards like the border / Wisconsin border. Saw him there, and it was just seeing the local family, like all of us going to one place and again fighting for our right. And it was just like sending it's like representatives from each state kind of in like getting together. It was like the United Nations for vaping got together. That's what it felt like. Especially how I saw it earlier. Fucking Dash Vapes came down.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was cool to see him there.
Canada.
Like, Yeah.
There's people from all over, man. All over. But we are running down to the last few minutes here, guys. But I do want to take a quick second, and I do want to do just some shout-outs, in chat. Something we haven't done in a while. So I'm going to kind of scroll up to the top of wherever I'm sitting here. I'm going to shout out my man, that guy Matt. If you guys haven't checked him out, go check out his channel. He does a show with, Mr. Logan Exhales over there. I'm trying to remember. Why can't I remember the name of it right now?
In the Clouds, I think.
In the Clouds, that's it. In the Clouds, great little show. Go check them out over there. Show them some love. I also want to give a shout out to the Long Road Ohm. If you guys haven't checked them out, that's our new Stooge fam, a new Filthy Casual, my man Morg. If you guys want to go over there and go give him a sub too, go check out his channel. Great dude, great content, and he's just super cool dude, and it's great to be able to talk with him in the Discord. By the way, if you guys want to join the Discord, join the Vape Stew Crew Facebook group. There's a link in the announcements. Of course, answer the questions, and we'll get you in, and then you guys can come hang out with us on the daily. I do want to shout out my man for British Eyes Only. It was an absolute pleasure to actually finally meet, bro, and get to hang out and get one of hold on, where'd I put it? Get one of these guys. Yeah, a 10 millimeter alien, bro. Like,
You need to put that in a setup.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I need to find something that's gonna fit in. But
Somebody
dude,
get me a Colorado stat.
it was awesome getting to.
Put it in the dump tank, the Mason dump tank.
It was awesome to get to see Ryan. Of course, seeing the whole rescued squad, Kelly, Nick, Will from Still Valley Vapor. Pleasure getting to hang out with you guys. So mad shout outs to you. Like I said, Miranda, it was a pleasure meeting you. Shout outs to Anthony Morella as well. Shout outs to Breeze Tones and Amigos and Co. as well. If you guys want to check them out, make sure you make your way over to their channel at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So that's 9:30 Eastern. So that'd be 8:30 Central. Make sure you guys make your way over there.
You guys might see some familiar faces there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've heard from a little bird that there might be some familiar faces showing up over there. I don't know yet.
Mad love and respect for those guys over there. Mad love for the Amigos. Make sure you guys tune in to that show. Great group of dudes over there. I do want to shout out, let's see who else we got in here. My man Lethal Coils, he also made the trip out there with us. Mad love for Lethal Coils. Make sure you guys subscribe to him as well. We got Vapor and Irish in the house as always. My dude, what's going on? Addy Tooney. And let's do Mr. Shane Oakley, the True Vapors, and Lando. What is up? Now we're gonna go ahead and
Hold
we're gonna.
on.
What?
I want to shout out
Go
Erica Vapes. I
Dude.
want to shout out Overdrip. Made it late, but he's still our dudes.
Uncle Chris.
Uncle Chris is the man. Anthony Ramela, thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, now I'm good now. I just didn't want to leave.
Let's see who. Do we forget anybody? Daytime
Eddie
Frank.
too, for holding it down with our links and stuff.
Yeah, let's see if we could just shout out everybody. Did we get everybody? ID Voca, what is up, brother? Phil
Mark
Phil
Clough, the
Vapes.
Snow.
Who else we got in here? We got
I want to shout out
Steven
Amish because she's the real MVP. I know he's on here, but he's the real MVP.
dude. No, for real, bro. Because he drove like a couple hours out of his way.
Amish lives 20 minutes from DC. He drove an hour out of his way to pick me, Lethal Coils, and Debo up, and then drove an hour back to the train station, and then did everything he did that day. Drove us back home, and then drove back to his house. Like that, he's the real MVP for that.
Absolutely, man.
I can't.
That's a serious Uber driver right there, man.
I do want to take a quick second, real quick, too, to of course shout out our amazing sponsor, OPMH, guys. You guys already know. You want to check them out. We got the Fountain line. They've got the Real Deal Custard line. They've got Watson. They also carry many other different lines as well. They do carry like Primitive, Transistor, and stuff like that. If you guys are interested in wholesale or anything like that, you can go check them out. So big shout out to OPMH for holding it down for us. So let's go ahead and hit him with it, Dan. Are you ready, bro? We can't end the show without one. It's time, guys. Time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
I got a good one.
It better be good. I've been waiting all week for this.
What do Christmas lights, a picture frame, and Jeffrey Epstein have in common?
They were framed?
They don't hang themselves. What's
oh,
up?
But I'm bumped.
Boom, boom.
Ah, man.
Yes,
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
So with all that being said, Corey, you want to talk about anything coming up on the channel this week?
Of course, yes, you can catch. And I just wanted to, good thing you told me this because I want to give a huge shout out to my co-host, my one of my closest advocacy friends. We're like brothers in crime, partners in crime in our advocacy. Mr. Sean Typhon, he's like a brother from another mother. I don't know. I'm trying to make something rhyme with East, and it's just not working. But catch me and him on Wednesdays over on my channel for What's in the News. And of course, you can catch me over on my channel on Saturdays for What's Your Story. I'm trying to plan a pretty special pair of guests to come on. So just a little hint. I don't know. I think my dog might be barking in the background. I don't know what that means, but hint. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
But
Cool.
On that note, yeah, just thank you again for everybody who came out to the rally. It was just unbelievable being able to see every single one of you guys that came out, and of course being able to like see people that weren't able to make it pretty much be there in spirit. It was unbelievable. This is one of the greatest moments. I would say easily that day was one of the greatest moments of my life, hands down. And I just want to thank everybody. Us as a community wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for each other. We are a community that will band together no matter what, and we will continue this fight no matter how far we get pushed back and everything. And it's just
Absolutely,
fight
man.
will never be over. We're always going to be standing together, united, and that's what will make us strong.
Anything you want to say to the people out there, Tuna?
Rock on. No, I want to shout out the Long Road Home. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to the Ohmies. Are they at 420 yet?
We hit
Yep.
420, guys.
We hit 420.
Shout out to
Hashtag shed time.
us.
We hit
Alright?
hashtag shed time.
Whoever
bro.
I think Roxanne was the 420 sub. So thank you, Roxanne.
Thanks, Roxanne.
That's Lethal Closes' wife. Thank you. Yeah. Vape on. I'm not gonna plug my channel because I'm just a lowly channel.
Go subscribe to Chris Sevenstorm, aka
go
Tuna,
subscribe.
over here on the YouTubes, guys. He does some live streams and stuff like that. Go show him some support. Go tune in. Go
This
go
is
hang out.
shameless plug time. This is when
That's
you're
what you
supposed to
do
it.
now. That's
I know,
what
but I
this
don't
time
feel-
is for, bro.
I'm very humbled to be on this show. You know what I mean? So I don't want to like. I feel like I.
We're
should-
honored to have you here with
Yeah.
us.
Well,
Thanks for joining us, Tuna. Like I said, it was a pleasure meeting you at the rally, bro. And of course, you know, if you guys want to come hang out with all of us, you can catch Tuna and the rest of the Ohmies in the Vape Stew Discord. You know, that's where we're probably going to be after this. And like you said, also tune into the Amigos over there on Amigos & Co. 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern time, I think. What about you, Dan? Anything you want to say, bro?
Yeah, I want Mama Janklin on the Ohmies.
Oh, dude, Lethal.
I
Lethal
coming in last minute.
Look at
at
him
that.
coming in at 2 minutes and
This is-
59 seconds and 59 seconds.
I want some X1s in the chat if they want to see Mama Janklin on an episode of Vaping with the Ohmies
Yeah.
one day.
X1.
I want to see
I'll
it.
ex-Juan that one.
X1.
X1, that one.
Yep. So, sorry, Lethal. I know you just popped in, man, but we are actually rolling out because there's some shows coming on after us that we can't really roll too much into because I know there are going to be some important things talked about. And like I said, you know, some familiar faces are going to be popping on the Amigos. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to end this right here as we always do. We're going to send out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives, and let's just vape on, y'all.
Sorry, Lethal.